A group of orphan newborns are chosen soon after birth in 1996 as part of a new military training program, and they are nurtured as highly disciplined warriors who only comprehend military routine. They are brutal experts who are trained to execute anyone deemed mentally or physically worthless. Though they have been transformed into the best fighting machines, the survivors are mindless. As one of the original 1996 newborns, Sergeant Todd 3465 is a seasoned veteran in 2036, but his unit is set to be superseded by a new one, and the previous one is probably going to be deactivated. A new batch of genetically altered warriors is introduced by Colonel Meekum, the original project's head. These soldiers are created with superior physical characteristics and no feelings other than pure aggressiveness. Todd's unit commander, Captain Church, is adamant about putting the new recruit's skills up against his. 3 of the original troops are easily defeated by one new soldier, Kane 607, but Todd gouges out Kane's eye before he falls from a tremendous height. The deceased soldier's body cushions his fall and knocks him out. Meekum declares them obsolete and orders their bodies to be disposed of like trash, demoting the remaining senior soldiers to lowly support tasks. Todd is dumped on the trash disposal planet Arcadia 234 and stumbles toward a colony whose members crash-landed there years ago. No rescue efforts have been made because they were thought to be dead. Mace and his spouse Sandra provide Todd with protection. Todd finds it difficult to fit in with the community despite their best efforts to welcome him because of his intense conditioning and their conflict-free lifestyle. As Todd builds a quiet bond with their silent son Nathan, who was injured as a baby by a snake bite, he soon starts having flashbacks to his military days and almost kills one of the colonists thinking he is an enemy. To make matters worse, Todd makes Nathan confront and retaliate against the coiled snake in order to defend himself later on. His parents don't think well of the lesson and aren't sure how to handle Todd. The colonists drive Todd out of the colony out of fear. Todd is filled with grief and weeps for the first time, looking perplexed as he experiences intense emotion for the first time. A little while later, as Mace and Sandra are sleeping, they nearly get bitten by a snake, but Nathan saves them by using Todd's method. They try to reintegrate Todd into the community now that they recognize the importance of his lesson, but the others oppose them. Colonel Meekum chooses to use the colonists' community as the focus of a training exercise after the new genetically altered soldiers arrive on the rubbish planet and discover that the planet is labeled as unoccupied. Mace discovers Todd first, then is ambushed and killed by the soldiers. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Todd manages to eliminate the advance team by returning to the colony thanks to his years of combat expertise and extensive planet knowledge. Colonel Meekum gives the men the order to leave and bring heavy artillery back because he is afraid that an unidentified enemy force might be approaching them. Todd outwits and outfights every soldier left, including Kane 607, whom he dispatches in brutal hand-to-hand fighting, using guerrilla tactics. Fearing for his life, Meekum commands Todd's former team members on board the transport ship to assemble and turn on a portable doomsday device that has the capacity to wipe out the planet. He gives the order for the crew to leave and for the ship to take off. Meekum shoots Captain Church in cold blood when he protests. Before their intended departure, Todd shows up, and his former allies stealthily take control of the ship and side with him against the army that has abandoned them. They evacuate the remaining colonists and leave Meekum and his allies behind. Meekum and his assistants are killed after he unintentionally triggers the gadget while trying to disarm it. Todd steers the spacecraft from Arcadia toward the Trinity moons, the colonists' original objective, right in front of the shockwave. He takes Nathan up and gestures toward their new location while glancing across the galaxy.